The sneaky part of Google's new Gemini voice launch is not that the speech sounds better. It's that boring, painful audio work may have just become much easier to direct. And for small teams, that matters more than another flashy demo voice that sounds amazing for 10 seconds and then falls apart the moment you need consistency. Google introduced Gemini 3.1 Flash TTS today, rolling it out through the Gemini API, Google AI Studio, Vertex AI, and Google Vids. On paper, that reads like a normal product update. In practice, it points at something more useful: voice generation moving from type words, hope for the best towards something closer to directing a performance. That is the actual workflow edge. Most text-to-speech tools are decent right up until you want precision. Then you end up doing the glamorous work of nobody's dreams, rerunning clips, nudging prompts, fixing awkward pacing, and trying to keep the same voice from drifting across scenes. Suddenly your cheap AI shortcut becomes a weird little post-production job. Google's answer is audio tags. Instead of only tossing plain text at the model, you can give natural language direction for tone, pacing, delivery, scene setup, and even mid-sentence changes. It also supports multi-speaker dialogue, more than 70 languages, and exportable settings so a voice setup can survive beyond one lucky generation. That last part is the quiet advantage. Repeatability beats novelty. If you make tutorials, product demos, training content, multilingual explainers, app narration, or character-driven assistance, this is where the story gets practical. A smaller team can get closer to directed audio without building some enormous voice pipeline or hiring humans to constantly clean up robotic weirdness. In other words, it compresses workflow. Less fiddling, more shipping. There is also a trust angle. Google says all audio generated by Gemini 3.1 Flash TTS is watermarked with SynthID. Good. Because the better these tools get, the less optional provenance becomes. Useful voice AI without guardrails quickly turns into a scammer's favorite toy. So my verdict is simple: the real win here is not raw realism. It's controllability. Most people will look at this as another TTS release. The smarter read is that Google is trying to make AI voice production behave more like a system and less like a slot machine. And if that works, the first people to benefit won't be giant studios. It'll be practical underdogs who want decent voice output that is fast, repeatable, and global.